Oh, how are we, lads?
Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Nick from Australia and ProEnzo Vidz 2021 NRL DALLY predictions. As I'm sure that we're all well aware of, tomorrow night the DALLY awards will be announced. We'll be seeing the fullback of the year, the wingers of the year, centers, halves, front row, hooker, lock, back row. By coach of the year, Proven Summons medal, what else is there? There's so many awards that they get given out every year. So what we're going to do tonight, me and ProEnzo Vidz, we're going to be giving our predictions, our team of the year, our DALLY medal winner, who we think will win the DALLY coach of the year, captain of the year, our 1 through to 17 team of the year. I know. When they do the awards, they only do 1 through to 13, but we're going to give our bench as well, and it's going to be good. ProEnzo Vidz, mate, how are you going this evening?
Yeah, good, Nick. Thanks for having me on again. It's always good to come on your channel and do these sort of videos. Look, it wasn't really easy to pick a team of the year. I think, there were so many good players in 2021, and I think there was a whole selection of players to really pick from. But it was a bit tough, but eventually I got there with my team of the year. So let's rip into it.
Yeah, look, we were in the green room for about 10 minutes. That's why the live stream was a little bit delayed, because we didn't know who the hell to pick, because it was so goddamn hard, especially the forwards. Some of the forwards this year are very, very hard to pick, and it's so hard to pick this year because you just don't know. Like, there's so many great front rows this year that have been in the competition, and I think this year the front row has been the hardest place to pick. Someone keeps telling me make an OnlyFans. Seriously, that is just ridiculous. Get out of the chat. This is not the late night show. Get away. Go away, Drew, whatever your name is. But anyway, before we get into our DALLY predictions, make sure you guys go ahead and like this video. Make sure you guys are very nice in the live chat. Hit the subscribe button as well. Like the live stream. And make sure you guys go and check out ProEnzo Vidz on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description below. ProEnzo Vidz, mate, how many subscribers are you up to at the moment? Your channel's going very well, mate. You're 1,000 and something.
I think I'm at 1,248. I think it is 1,248 subscribers. Yeah, it's going really well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going very well, bro. And I think your channel is absolutely going off. Mine's going off as well. The road to 2,000 subscribers, it continues. The road to 2K continues. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. The PayPal link is in the description below. Shout out to the Rugby League bandwagon. Nathan in the chat. How you going, brother? But, mate, let's rip into this. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through our DALLY team of the year first. So 1 through to 17. But we're gonna start off. I reckon we should go. You go through your whole 1 through to 17 first, and then I'll question you on who you've got gone with. So we'll start off with the first one, mate. Your fullback of the year. So go through your team of the year.
All right. So fullback of the year, Tom Trbojevic, because who else? Wingers, Brian Toto and Josh Adokar. Centers, Justin Olam and Joseph Manu. Halves, Cody Walker and Nathan Cleary. My props are Payne Haas and James Fisher-Harris. Hooker, Brandon Smith. Back rowers, Hamoli Olakawatu and Isaiah Papali'i. And lock, Cameron Murray. And off the bench, I've got Harry Grant, Isaiah Yeo, Junior Pullo and Angus Crichton. So that's my 1 to 17 team of the year.
That's a quality team, man. So your fullback, obviously, you went with Tommy Turbo. Why did you go with Tommy Turbo? Obviously, him and Tedesco are probably the two favourites, but what made you go with Tom over Teddy?
I just think, Tom's had an incredible season. It's one of the best individual seasons I've ever seen. You can see the way he plays. It really does have a heavy influence on the Manly team itself. And just, he's just a natural, brilliant player, Turbo. And I think he's really dominated the whole competition this year. So I think he's the best choice at fullback, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good selection. Your wingers, Toto and Addo Carr. What made you choose them two, mate?
I'll start by saying Ruben Garrick was close, but I just thought, having Toto and Addo Carr probably over him was the more fairer option, I think. I think Toto, for one, I think he's been just he's had another consistent sort of year. I think he's really stepped up this year. I think he's ever since his debut sort of year in 2019, he just kept going up and up as a player, keeps getting better and better. He's obviously played State of Origin this year. He scores tries nearly every week. He's had another great season, in my opinion, Toto. And Josh Addo Carr, Addo Carr's always consistent in that Melbourne Storm team, always does a good job. And I think, it's definitely going to be them two, in my opinion, for the wingers of the year.
Yep, I like it. I think they're two good selections as well. Centers. Who'd you go with? Manu and Olam, was it? Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, why is that?
Justin Olam, I think Olam's had a terrific year. It's still really it feels so strange how the NRL did not even consider him or inviting him, I should say, to be in that sort of center of the year category. I mean, that's disgusting, isn't it? Because he's had a great year. He's come from PNG and has really had it's a really good story how he started playing rugby league in the first place, and for him not to get any recognition for the season he's had by the NRL is really bad, in my opinion. So, but look, I certainly will give him recognition. I think he's had a great year, Olam, and I do think he deserves at least one spot in the centres for this year. And the other one, Joseph Manu. Now, I've told you this before, Nick. I was close to choosing Matt Burton because I thought Matt Burton has had a really good season in the centres. He's been really good, but like you said before, he has dropped off in the second half of the season. He hasn't been as better as he was in the first half, So that's why Joseph Manu probably gets the edge over him for me. But that's what I'll go with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good backline, bro. I mean, if that was a backline in real life or on Rugby League Live 4, you wouldn't be able to beat that. You couldn't beat it.
Not.
Someone said, "How did you pull up after last night?" Yeah, I'm fine, bro. I'm fine. I wasn't sick. I'm fine, bro. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, late night footy show last night, go check it out. Coca-Cola and vodka. I lost a bet and I had to suffer the consequences. But go and check that out on the late night show last night. It made a lot of people laugh. So, Lorenzo, mate, your halves, Walker and Cleary. I think you've pretty much nailed it on the coffin there. What made you choose Walker over someone like Munster or Luai?
Well, in terms of form, I just think Cody Walker's really been the best, or has stood out for me the most, in my opinion, out of Munster and Luai. I think Munster has really gone backwards this year, in my opinion. That's just my opinion only. I think Munster's really gone backwards as a player. He's just, he just hasn't been the same as he was in the past previous years, Munster. I think he's still a great player, don't get me wrong, but 2021 hasn't been his greatest year, in my opinion. He certainly has had better years, so that's one thing why. And Jerome Luai, Luai's had a good year. I think it's debatable if you want to have Luai or Walker in that 5'8" position, but I went with look, I think Luai's been good this year, like I said, but I think he has had a couple of games where he's dropped off, and that's especially after Origin. I think after State of Origin, Jerome Luai hasn't really backed up as that same sort of player he was during the year. So I think Cody Walker's has had another great season. That's why I pick him for my 5'8" for the year.
Yep. And Nathan Cleary at halfback, I think Jerome Hughes and Adam Reynolds are probably the closest to Nathan Cleary this year. What made you go with Nathan Cleary over Jerome Hughes and Adam Reynolds?
Look, I think Nathan Cleary's he's been fantastic for the Panthers this year. His kicking game's always on point. He is only 23, but he's still considered a leader at the club. You can see by his actions, he's always talking. He's always in the game. It's pretty rare for Nathan Cleary to have a bad game. Actually, he never really has a bad game. I mean, perhaps a couple of years ago he might have choked a little bit, but now he's definitely matured more as a player and he's definitely improved himself. And 2021's been another great year for Nathan Cleary. I think he's going to come close to the Daily M, and if he wins it, it remains to be seen. But I think Cleary just knocks that halfback of the year spot in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so as well, mate. I think you've done well there. Quickly on these ones, mate. The front row, who did you go with? Haas and Fisher-Harris, was it?
Yeah.
What made you choose those two?
It was tough. That was pretty tough, actually, the front rows of the year, because there were so many I could have considered. Like, there was Junior Pulo, who was up there for me. Even Christian Welch has had a better year this year. He's definitely been a little bit underestimated as a player in 2021. RCG, Regan Campbell-Gillard's been all right this year. So there was a variety of props that I thought this year that could actually be there instead of Payne Haas. But I thought Payne Haas has just been really good in like Broncos haven't been that great this year until the back end of this season anyway. But Payne Haas has been, exactly. He's carried them, and Payne Haas has been their only real shining light this year, I feel like, in the forwards. And he's just going to get better and better, I feel like. And I think he gets a spot for being one of the props of the year. And with James Fisher-Harris, I think Fisher-Harris has just had another consistent good year. Like, he's been consistent. He's always turns up and does a good job for the Panthers, in my opinion. Like, he's always a very tough player who really drops off a game. So, I reckon he's I think I'd go with him that other prop position, yeah.
Well said, mate. Hooker of the year, I think you went with Brendan Smith. Now, personally, I don't know if there's anyone that's going to go close to Brendan Smith. Maybe Coruscant. Cook's had a bit of a backward year, I guess you could say. Reid Marnie was pretty close before he got injured, but I think Brendan Smith's an obvious choice, bro. Is there anything else you want to add about Brendan Smith, Hooker of the year?
Not a whole lot, but I think Brandon Smith's had a good year. Like we've all been saying, he's obviously created a big impact for the Melbourne Storm, especially in the ruck. Him and Harry Grant continuing to switch, off the bench and that. So, he's been good, Brandon Smith. He's actually done a very good job for the Melbourne Storm this year, and I think he's been a big part of why they've been so good this year.
I agree, mate. The back row, who did you have in the back row? Was it Ola Kawatu and someone?
Ola Kawatu and Papali'i.
Oh, Isaiah Papali'i, yeah. What made you choose him? Because there's a lot of back rows out there that have had a really good year, I reckon.
There was, but I just thought, Hamoli Ola Kawatu, man, he's just been brilliant this year. I think he's been better than William Kikau, in my opinion. I think Kikau has actually had a really backwards year. So that's why I didn't really consider him for being actually getting one of the back rows of the year. But I think Ola Kawatu has been really good at, I think the only reason why Ola Kawatu started playing for Manly anyway was because of injury. So I don't think at the speed Des even really considered him to actually be, in the team. But luckily injuries to particular players haven't, and he got his opportunity. So, and he's definitely taken it with both hands. He's done a good job in season 2021. So Ola Kawatu definitely gets one spot for mine. And Isaiah Papali'i, well, I feel like Isaiah Papali'i should be almost confirmed for one spot, at least in the back row of the year, because I feel like he's just been, really good. I always thought of Isaiah Papali'i as this player who would, only come in for injuries, at the Warriors especially. But he's turned himself into a consistent first grader, and I think he deserves all the raps and all the accolades he actually has been getting. He deserves it all.
Yep. No, I agree. And your lock of the year, mate, who did you go with? Was it Cameron Murray?
Yeah, it was, yep.
Why Murray? Because obviously Yo's up there, and I think there's a few others that are pretty close to it. Why did you go with Murray?
Yeah, Murray's just he's had another really good year. I think he's just been great for the Rabbitohs, especially in the middle. He's been better than Jake Trbojevic, in my opinion. Now, I love Jake and that, but he's definitely been way better than him this year. Isaiah Yo and Murray's debatable, I guess you can say, but I think Murray's had the better year and has a slighter edge over Isaiah Yo. But no, look, overall, I think Cameron Murray's a terrific player, and he's had a really good 2021. So that's why I just, I think it's pretty easy just to put in there, I reckon.
Yep. I think your 1 through to 13 is very, very good. What was your bench, mate? Real quick, what was your bench?
My bench was Harry Grant, Yo, Junior Pullo, and Angus Crichton.
Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty good bench, bro. We don't really need to get into the bench, but I think you've named a really good side for ProEnzo Vidz' team of the year. I think that's a very, very good team. Now I'm going to go through my team of the year, 1 through to 17. My fullback of the year is Tom Trbojevic. On the wings, I've gone with Alex Johnson and Brian To'o. In the centres, I've gone with Joseph Manu and Justin Olam. 5'8", I've gone with Cody Walker. Halfback, Nathan Cleary. The front row, I've gone with Jared Waria-Hargraves and Payne Haas. Hooker is Brandon Smith. In the back row, I've gone with Angus Crichton and Hamoli Olakawatu. My lock is Cameron Murray. And on the bench, I've gone with James Tedesco, James Fisher-Harris, Tom Burgess, and Isaiah Papali'i. That is my 1 through to 17 team of the year. Would you like to know why I've got players in certain positions, ProEnzo Vidz?
Yeah, I love that team, actually. That's a really good team. I wouldn't really change too much about it, to be fair. But just want to hear your overall thoughts on why Tom Burgess on the bench. I know that Tom Burgess has had a really good year, and he's actually been better than expected. But yeah, what's your main reason for having him there? Why do you think he deserves a spot?
With Tom Burgess, I think he's played every game this year for the Bunnies. I don't think he missed a single game during the regular season. If you go onto the NRL website and you have a look at Tom Burgess, it says appearances, 25 appearances, which is absolutely magnificent for a front rower. I think he's really improved on his handling errors. I think he's really improved as a player. I think Wayne Bennett's improved his game. He's obviously added a few more attributes to his game. He's got some really nice footwork at the line too when he runs at the line. I think Tom Burgess this year has probably been the most underrated front rower in the competition. I think his defense has gotten better as well, and he looks like he's gotten a lot fitter. And I just think he's really stood out for South Sydney. If you're having a look at the South Sydney Rabbitohs forward pack this year, I think Tom Burgess has to be probably one of their best forwards along with Cameron Murray.
Yeah.
I think he's done an incredible job this year, and he goes underappreciated. Everyone's going to say Fisher-Harris and Haas and Hargraves and all those sort of players. But Tom Burgess, for mine, he has been unbelievable this year, and he doesn't get the praise that I think he deserves. I think he's been unbelievable.
No, well said, well said. I can't really disagree with what you said there. I think he's had a pretty decent year. It might be his best year since maybe 2014 when they won the premiership.
I think it's the best year of his career. I really do. I think it's the best year of his career. But look, obviously, I've got Turbo at fullback. I think he's the best player in the world, and I think he's outplayed Tedesco this year, and I think he deserves to be fullback of the year. I just think he deserves it. He's been the better player. I really do believe that. Wingers, Alex Johnson, underrated again. He's top try scorer again this year. He's never played State of Origin. He is another player that is very underappreciated. He has been outstanding on that wing. The scary part about Alex Johnson is if he did not get injured in those last 3 or 4 weeks at the back end of the season, he probably would have scored about 35 tries all up this year. He might have broken the all-time record. So that was a shame. So Alex Johnson, for mine, underrated. He has to be – I think he deserves to be winger of the year, along with Brian To'o, who I think has had a better year than Josh Addo-Carr. He gets the sets rolling. He made his Origin debut this year. Addo-Carr has had a few games this year where he's been quiet. Brian To'o has been consistent a lot this year. So I think To'o deserves to be winger of the year along with Alex Johnson. Centers, Joey Manu and Justin Olam. Joey Manu has been outstanding for the Roosters. The Roosters have got a lot of injuries this year, as I'm sure we know. And I firmly believe last year, Joey Manu was a little bit overrated. This year, he's proven his worth, and I believe Manu has had a great year. He's stood out for the Roosters, and I believe he's one of the centers of the year, along with Justin Olam, who's been outstanding in that left center position. The combination between Munster and Olam is getting better and better. So Olam's been great this year, and he's improved a lot, and his story is unbelievable as well. So Justin Olam, an outstanding season from him. Halves, 5'8", Cody Walker. I think he's 5'8" for the year by a country mile. I don't think it's even close. I don't think Munster's even close to him this year. I don't think Jerome Luai is even close to him. Cody Walker for mine. He is in career best form. He's playing unbelievable this year, and I think Cody Walker is 5'8" for the year, and personally, I don't think it's even close. Halfback of the year, I've gone with Nathan Cleary. Now, I think Adam Reynolds and Jerome Hughes are going to be very close to winning this award as well, but I think Nathan Cleary will probably just outdo him. Probably really tight for mine, so I think Nathan Cleary's halfback of the year, but I don't think there's a whole lot in it. He's been outstanding. He's a Panthers halfback, New South Wales halfback, probably soon to be the Australian halfback for the World Cup next year, depending on, obviously it'll be between him and Cherry Evans probably, but I think Nathan Cleary is definitely the halfback of the year. The front row, I've gone with Jared Rodriguez-Hargraves and Payne Haas. I think Jared Rodriguez-Hargraves has really stepped up for the Roosters this year. The Roosters have had a lot of injuries, as we know. They've lost a lot of players. And every week the Roosters would win a game, or they would be in within 2 points or 4 points of a close game. Hargraves was the one stepping up for the Roosters and laying the platform and leading by example. So I think Hargraves deserves to be one of the front rows of the season, along with Payne Haas. The Broncos were shithouse this year, but Payne Haas was averaging nearly 200 metres a game, and he was outstanding, Payne Haas. New South Wales front rower, and he has to be in the team of the year somewhere, so I got him in the starting front row. Hooker, obviously Brandon Smith. Not many players go close to him this year. He's been outstanding for the Melbourne Storm. And, I think Reid Money was the best hooker for a while early in the year, but obviously injury hurt him. Coruscant goes close, but I think he hasn't been consistent enough, and Damien Cook's been very inconsistent this year. So I think Brandon Smith will be hooker of the year, and I think he deserves to be hooker of the year. Back row, I think this was very hard. Angus Crichton, such a great player. He played about 20 games this year, and good for the Roosters this year. I thought he was outstanding. I was there at Magic Round. He scored 2 tries. I met Angus Crichton at Magic Round, and he's a very nice bloke. And I thought he had an incredible year for a Roosters side who had a lot of injuries. And, for Angus Crichton to literally step in the Boyd Cordner position where he would normally play, he did a great job. So Crichton gets back row of the year, along with the Manly Seagulls powerhouse, the big tearaway, Hamoli Olakau'atu. I thought Olakau'atu was incredible. I thought he had a breakout year for the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Lorenzo, you would know as well. Olakau'atu, every time he had the ball, the defensive line looked very nervous on either side. You look at Olakau'atu when he runs, just have a look at the half, have a look at the back row, look on the inside. They look very, very nervous. They all get a bit nervous, and the defensive line bends a little bit, and they all get nervous on either side. So Olakau'atu, sure. I thought he was outstanding. And my lock of the year, Cameron Murray, Isaiah Yeo. It's very hard to pick. It's literally tossed a coin, but I'm going to go with Cameron Murray. I think he was a bit quicker than Isaiah Yeo this year. I think his quick play the balls were very important. And look, if you went Isaiah Yeo, I can't argue with you. It's literally tossed a coin, but I think Murray deserves it this year. I think he is the lock of the season. I think he has to win this year. I think he deserves it more than anyone else. So Murray's my lock of the year. And my bench real quickly, James Tedesco, I think he has to be there somewhere. Tedesco's had a great year. Fisher Harris, again, one of the best props in the game. He has to be on the bench if he's not in the starting side. Tom Burgess, like I said before, Lorenzo, underrated season. And I think Isaiah Papali'i's had a great year for Parramatta. Everyone says back row of the year, but you got to remember, he played so much football in the middle at the back end of the year as well. And I think the likes of Crichton and Olakau'atu were very good as well. So Papali'i makes the bench. That's my team of the year. ProEnzo, Vidz, what are your thoughts on it?
No, I like it. I actually do like that team, I think. I wouldn't change too much about it. I think the whole 1 through 17 is fairly good. I think all those players have really displayed a good 2021 season themselves. And, I like it. That's a good team, Nick. I do think it's a very solid team you named.
if you put that team on rugby life 4, no one's beating them. No one's beating that team, bro. No one's going to beat them.
50-0 at least.
50-0. Righto. Let's get into the other award. So our prediction for the next award, which is the Rookie of the Season. Now, Rookie of the Year will be announced tomorrow on the NRL DALLY. We all have a different opinion. We all watch the game differently to how everyone else would watch the game. So don't get upset if we don't pick someone that you would like to see Rookie of the Year. But ProEnzo, Vidz, mate, who is your 2021 NRL Rookie of the Season, mate?
Everyone's saying Reece Walsh and all that, but I don't think so. I don't really think I think he's had a good year, Reece Walsh, but I don't think he really deserves it this year. Look, he can deserve it. I will say that. I think he's had a good year, but I just think Sam Walker's had the bigger impact on Reece Walsh for the Roosters, especially. Like, look at the Roosters' injuries this year. They've had heaps of players out, and Sam Walker's he's basically just come into that team. He's really become one really important player for that Roosters team. Like, having Luke Keary injured this year was a really big loss, but since Sam Walker's come in, he's really stood up, and he's really adjusted himself really good in first grade. And I think he's really done a good job. And I think next year when Luke Keary is fully recovered from his ACL injury, him and Walker are going to be absolutely dynamic next year.
Scary, bro. It's a scary combination.
Yeah, it's going to be really good for the Roosters, and I think Roosters are really going to. That's why I think Roosters will have a good year next year, because they're going to have those two together. So that's going to be scary as. But Sam Walker, I really do think he deserves Rookie of the Year.
My Rookie of the Year is also Sam Walker. Now, everyone's going to go out and say Reece Walsh. Look, it's very close, but I don't want to be negative. When the game was on the line for Reece Walsh against the Broncos, he missed a kick from the sideline to get it to golden point. Sam Walker, on the other hand, he's proven that he can do it. He done it in golden point against the Gold Coast. Well, not golden point, actually. Earlier in the year when the Roosters beat the Titans 35-34, Sam Walker stepped up and delivered in that game. Sam Walker has proven he's a bit more clutch than Reece Walsh. Sam Walker was replacing Luke Keary, who was, when Luke Keary went down injured, there were a lot of people saying, I don't even know if Roosters will make the top 8 now, a lot of injuries, and Sam Walker went into that team with a lot of pressure on him, and I believe he handled the pressure really well, and he did a really good job, and obviously kicked the field goal in that elimination final against the Gold Coast, and it's proven in big games already, and in other close games that he can be the difference. He can win the game. So I think Sam Walker is the Rookie of the Season. He's done a great job this year for the Roosters. Reece Walsh goes very close. I want to give an honourable mention to the West Tigers fullback, Dane Laurie. I thought he had a really, really good year. He gets an honourable mention for mine. I thought he played really well for the Tigers. But Sam Walker is my Rookie of the Year, and it's your Rookie of the Year as well, ProEnzo Vidz.
Yeah, it is, mate. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to the next award, which is the Buy of the Season. Now, I don't believe this award will be announced for the Dally M's. It's just our Buy of the Year. Everyone talks about Buy of the Year all the time and whatnot. But Lorenzo, who is your NRL 2021 Buy of the Year?
It's close between some particular players, I reckon. Like, it's close between about 3 or 4 players possibly, but I just think, like I said before when I said that he was one of my back rows of the year, I always thought of this player as just a backup sort of player who would come in and be that sort of player who's a stopgap sort of player when there's injuries or something. But he's definitely changed his career at the Parramatta Eels, and he's definitely shown that he's a consistent first grader now, and that is Isaiah Papali'i. I think it's he's just dominated this year. He's I didn't really think he'd even make the Parramatta Eels team this year. I thought he'd just be like a backup player and just come in just for injuries or suspensions. But he's outplayed Sean Lane for one. He's outplayed Sean Lane. Sean Lane's now just gone to the bench pretty much. And Papali'i has stolen his starting spot in the back row. So it's been a really impressive year by Isaiah Papali'i. And he has to be by the year, in my opinion. I think it's close, but I don't think it's that close, in my opinion. I think it's really fair to say he should be by the year.
I think Isaiah Papali'i is a good choice, and I think probably 90% or 80% of the NRL fans out there will probably vote for Isaiah Papali'i, but I'm actually going to disagree and go someone different. I think Kieran Foran is the buy of the year. I think what he's done this year, he's resurrected his career. He was at the Bulldogs. He looked like he was about to retire. He kept getting injured all the time. 1 week it was his shoulder. 1 week it was his calf. The other week it was his ankle, it was hamstring, or his broken wrist, whatever it may be. Foran, for mine, has come back into that Manly side, partner his old teammate DALLY Evans in the halves. I think Kieran Foran this year has really added a lot to the Manly Seagulls combination in the halves. If Kieran Foran wasn't there, I don't know if Manly would have attacked so much on that left side with Schuster and Parker and Garrick. I think they would have struggled on that left side. It would have been different combinations, and it would have just been a completely different team. Foran on that left side has made a difference. His defense has been great. His attack's improved, and he's just doing his job every week. And he's had a great year, Kieran Foran. Hasn't had many injuries. I think only had 1 or 2 injuries this year, which is pretty good for Kieran Foran. So I think it's the buy of the year. I think he's done a great job for the Seagulls. And if he wasn't there and they had someone else there like Cade Cust or Schuster, Manly would not have went as good as they did, because defensively they wouldn't have been able to do what Kieran Foran did. And I think Foran's done very well for Manly, and I think it's the buy of the year for me anyway.
Yeah. No, well said. I think Foran's had a terrific year. Coming into this year, I wasn't sure if you'd play at least 15 games plus this year. I wasn't even sure if he'd play over that much, but he has, and he's been brilliant this year. I think people all talk about Turbo and all that sort of stuff, but I think Foran's also been a main reason why Turbo's in good form, and why that left side with Schuster and Parker, Garrick has really gone well this year because Foran's been there. He's a good leader, and I think he's just going to get better. Or not better, but he'll keep doing a good job every week consistently, because
he'll keep adding more to the Manly team.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So we disagree with the buy of the year on that one, which is good. Captain of the year. Now, Captain of the year is very open this year for mine. I think, every year you look at it, you think of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, you think of Cameron Smith, players that have just left the game and retired. I think this year it's actually very open. It's open season on Captain of the Year. Lorenzo, who is your 2021 Captain of the Year?
Ooh, wow. Okay. It was close. It was close. And like you said, it was a very open season this year in terms of captains. But I went with Adam Reynolds because I feel like, he's really done well for the Rabbitohs team this year. He's obviously now led to a grand final this year as well. And he's just a really impressive leader. Like I could see he's always good when speaking to the team. Obviously he leads by example pretty well. He's always been a very good player, and he's also been good in 2021 in terms of playing form. He's been really good. But his leadership is obviously a big part of his game, and obviously that's why maybe South's going so well, because of his leadership in that. So he's been really good this year, Adam Reynolds, and I think I'd definitely go with him as captain of the year. But it's between a couple of people. It's very close, not that easy to pick.
I think the captain of the year is, like I said before, I think it's open season on captain of the year. I think there's guys like Reynolds who are up there. James Tedesco is probably up there. I even reckon Ben Hunt could even be a smoky for captain of the year. Captain of the year doesn't necessarily mean you have to play finals football. But I think Adam Reynolds as well, bro. Like we spoke about it in the green room before we came on air tonight. I think Reynolds as captain of the Bunnies has made him a better player, and I think his leadership has really improved. So I'm going to agree with you on this one. I believe Adam Reynolds is captain of the year as well. I think he has done a very, very good job with the Bunnies, and I think his leadership on the field and off the field as well has been very, very good as well. So I'm going to go with Adam Reynolds for captain of the year as well. But if Ben Hunt or James Tedesco wins it, I have no problem with it whatsoever. No dramas at all if any of them win it. But let's move on to the next award, mate, which is the Coach of the Year. Now, I think it looks pretty obvious, but there are a few contenders. Who's your Coach of the Year this year, ProEnzo Vidz?
My Coach of the Year, I have got Craig Bellamy. I think Craig Bellamy's done really well with the Melbourne Storm team. Now, a close second would be Trent Robinson because he's done remarkably well with it and a very injury-prone team with the Roosters, or I should say, a North Sydney team, pretty much. But I just think like Craig Bellamy, he's really led Melbourne to a very successful year again. I mean, they haven't made the grand final, I know, but he knows how to make his playing team turn up every week. He knows how to get the best out of his plays. Like, we've seen before, like you give Craig Bellamy I don't know, like who's an average player out there? Like, for example, maybe like a Lachlan Croker, for example. Like, he'd probably change his career a whole lot, make him like a 30 times better player or something like that. I'm not sure, but
I think Brenko Lee would be a good example. He was a shit player and won a comp last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one good example there. And I think he's coached the Craig Bellamy. He's done really well this year with that Storm team.
Yeah, look, I want to say Trent Robinson. I want to say Robbo. I want to say Robbo really badly, but I just think it's going to be Craig Bellamy. I think Bellyache will win it. Melbourne, how many games in a row did they win? Was it 21 or 19 wins in a row? 19 wins in a row, 21 wins this year. Yeah, look, I think Craig Bellamy for mine. I think Bellyache's going to win the Coach of the Year, but I think Trent Robinson is very close. Ivan Cleary Ivan Cleary, like, I don't like him at all, to be honest. I can't stand the bloke. But what he's done this year, the team that made the grand final last year, to get them to finish in the top two again this year, it's been a good job. So Ivan Cleary could be a bit of a smoky for it as well. But I think Craig Bellamy will be the Coach of the Year, and I think he deserves to win Coach of the Year once again. Righto. Proven Summons Medal. Who wins the Proven Summons Medal for 2021, ProEnzo Vidz?
Yeah, there's a lot of contenders up there. Like, there is, a fair few players to pick from. But I just went Nathan Cleary because I feel like, he's done very well with the Panthers again. He turns up every week. It's pretty rare for him to have a bad game. And I really like the season he's had for Panthers, so I think he has to get that award. But it's close. It's definitely not a walk in the park for Nathan Cleary to win that sort of award. Yeah,
no, I'm with you. I agree. I think Nathan Cleary will win the Proven Summons Medal as well. I think he deserves to win the Proven Summons Medal this year, and the year Nathan Cleary's had has been outstanding. So I'm with you on that one, ProEnzo Vidz. I think Nathan Cleary will be the Proven Summons Medal winner for 2021. The final award, the 2021 Dally M Medal winner. Who's it gonna be? There's 5 contenders. You've got Tommy Turbo, James Tedesco, Nathan Cleary, Daly Cherry Evans, and Cody Walker. One of them are going to win the 2021 NRL Dally M. Spoiler alert, I'm going to go with Tom Trbojevic. I think he's going to win the Dally M. I believe he's been the best player this year, and I believe he deserves it. Cody Walker for mine, and will go very, very close as well. But I think Tommy Turbo will win the 2021 Dally M medal. ProEnzo Vidz, who do you reckon, bro?
Nick, I've got to agree. It has to be Tommy Turbo. I can't think of anyone else. Like, yeah, Walker, Cleary will come very close, but look, this is one of the best individual seasons I've ever seen from a player. I think this is like one of the best individual seasons I've probably seen from a player since maybe Barber 12 and Hano 9. Yeah, he's definitely up there in that sort of category. But yeah, I think Tom's been absolutely excellent for Manly this year. You can see the impact he does bring to that team. Such a skillful, strong player. He's only 24 years old as well, turning 25, I believe, next week on Grand Final Day. That's his birthday on Grand Final Day. So, yeah, he's going to have I'm looking forward to the next couple of years of Tommy Turbo. He's just going to get better and better. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes and more years to come. Very exciting.
I don't want to be rude, but if Tommy Turbo doesn't get Dally M, the Dally M system needs to be blown up. Like, seriously. He has to win it. He's been the best player this year by far. By a fucking mile. If you get every NRL fan from each club to have a vote on Dally M medal winner, clearly going to be Turbo. I mean, what he's done this year has just been out of this world, bro. And I'm with you. It's one of the best regular season performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think he's been unbelievable. You know, we talk about a lot of great players over the years that have played the game, but you know, I think Turbo has to be Dally M this year. But mate, it's been it's been good doing this. You know, our predictions. Obviously, tomorrow night we will be live again on the channel. We'll be doing a review on the Dally M on, you know, who won what, and we'll be going through it and whether it was the right decision or the bad decision. And we'll be doing it live tomorrow night after the Dally M awards are all finished. But mate, tomorrow night the podcast on your channel, the Ankle Breaker podcast. What time is that going to be on tomorrow night?
So the Ankle Breaker podcast is always at 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon. I will be getting Nick from Australia on the channel as well to do the podcast. I'm hoping to get Warriors, NRL Fanatics, and another fellow NRL YouTubers join as well. So yeah, it's a good podcast I've come up with this year. You know, I obviously scrapped the Fantastic Rugby League show a long time ago, and I think either this week, this coming Monday, or the next Monday, it's gonna be the last episode. I think until the NRL season or pre-season starts to end. I think so. Yeah, it's I think it's going really well. The Ankle Breaker podcast seems to be getting over 130 to over 150 views per week. It's definitely going really well. It's been successful so far. So no, I hope many of the viewers here tonight can all watch if they can tomorrow night or afternoon.
I'm looking forward to coming on tomorrow afternoon, bro. 5:30. I'll be available. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic show, and yeah, it should be good fun tomorrow afternoon. Looking forward to it. But ProEnzo Vidz, Lorenzo, brother, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. I really do appreciate you coming on the channel and giving our Dally M predictions. And obviously, we'll be live on your channel tomorrow at 5:30. And when the Dally M Awards are finished tomorrow night, we'll be live on here again doing the review. But mate, thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, too easy, bro. Thanks for that. I'll always come on your channel again if you need anything. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well because obviously we're going to hit the Dally M and stuff like that tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
No worries, bro. You're a very loyal person to the channel, and I think the chemistry between me and you is very good, and all the viewers out there love it when you come on. So yeah, it should be good. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the Nick from Australia YouTube channel, and go check out ProEnzo Vidz. Link is in the description below. Anyway, guys, we're getting out of here. Have a fantastic Sunday night, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night, lads.